Well, we'll bring up the map bans here for you this time around and see exactly if we're going to go to Villa. No, it's banned out very early on by EG, so we will have a new map on the board. And it's quite a new map, actually. We're going to have Cafe Dostoevsky.
And that's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure the defense will feel on those hotly contested points.
Soniqs actually quite aggressively. Great play from Geo, and he'll net Neptunes, what little was left of the Soniqs.
Now, this is going to be a one for Avian, though, as NVK gets a little too aggressive, really that powerful in that position. Canadian, though, on a long angle is going to take down Goddess, who just doesn't.
They don't know where Necrox is, but then they find out at the last second it's Avian, but Super and Ghost fall to Young and Canadian, and there's just no time left. Sprinting on in, but the clock strikes 0, and EG will take the very first round, and the defenders will finally win something here today.
From Super, he's going to try and cross to sight. A curious decision.
NVK being as sneaky as he can, he'll drop Goddess, but not be able to finish her off. I think that's as much as he's going to get as he heads out. She's back up, and Canadian will now position himself to possibly move on in, but Neptunes has the cross for his team. So EG trying to cover the freezer, they get a little bit too close. NVK comes right back down, he'll get Ghost this time. As Goddess, where is she? She's the only one left. As there goes Neptunes too, quite aggressive, trying to figure out her location. She's not inside of the site. NVK hears her. A pre-fire around the corner, and EG will take round number 2 as well.
So that was a pretty one-sided affair, all things considered. A big part of that was NVK's role.
Neptunes is going to continue to lose more life, but he frags with it anyway. NVK, who had been good for the last round, and this round too, but it's forced out by a grenade going over top. Very good preemptive shot, pre-fire onto Neptunes as the EOD freezes everybody, and Ghost capitalizes, 2 kills, and he'll head for the hills now.
In shutting that off, yes it will, but only the first time. 1 kill for Geo, but he's shut down by Ghost. EE1D could clutch this out though in just a second, and it might actually, oh no! Great timing there from the Habana. It means a retake is in order from Canadian. He's gonna narrowly miss the second kill there. Avian with some excellent cover, and the Soniqs will take the first round.
That was interesting, because the clock definitely looked like it was on 0, right as they went to attempt.
Still control EG is huge. And another one for Canadian. He gets aggressive on the Skylight, because why not? He's going to get a third to end out the round as Geo takes down Avian. It's EG to lock that top floor absolutely down.
Once again, the struggles from Soniqs just to be able to enter correctly, but he's going to just continue to stay on these brown stairs. And he finds Super, but what a play by Super. Walking away, charging in and taking control of the situation, leaving Geo to try and tap away with the SMG-11, but stairs for the entirety of the round. Walking in is Avian, who didn't appear to be droned at all. Necrox will get the very easy kill as he drops him inside of Reading.
Geo has seen a little bit of damage. Ooh, look at that nasty angle. And speaking of, Necrox takes down Neptunes at the bottom of those main lobby stairs. Roamers is really bad for the attack right now. And the Anchors are fighting back too, as Young gets 2 for himself using the shotgun DMR. It's just Goddess in a 1 versus 4, but make that a 1 versus 3 as she starts to enter into the site. Canadian in a great spot, but loses the fight to Goddess on a sliver of HP, and she'll be finished off by Geo. Evil Geniuses, flawless on the top and bottom floor of Cafe.
And they won't be able to go here yet again. So the presumption, as we'd said, was that EG will let Geo primed for a run out as well. And he'll get it. He takes Avian down. The bird shot out of the sky as Neptunes also falls at Young's hands, but Ghost takes out NVK and meet her maker at the hands of Young. She drops a beautiful shot from Goddess. Oh my, Young didn't even see that one coming.
He barely has time to pull it out and start hitting onto the site. It's going to be a B execution, it looks like, and Necrox and Canadian are ready to receive it. Super narrowly avoiding death, and he's going to get 1 down. Can he find 2 more in 2 seconds? No. Geo shuts him down. Evil Geniuses, 5 rounds in the first half. 5-1 total, and, well, we're moving on to the defense half for Soniqs.
Seems to be trying to get in towards the site. No, Goddess guns down Young, so that's Diffuser down, so EG's just simply going to be committed to a frag fest. Canadian falls, and NVK will need to look right or look left. Choose your poison. There's somebody there looking. In this case, there's just too many angles for him to cover. Ghost is going to be the final member for SQ to be able to get a kill, and the Soniqs will take their very first defense on the second floor.
Are you feeling a draw? Having a match point, and yeah, there it is. So that's I believe a perfect round. Did I miss one? Maybe? No, it's flawless. Look at that. It says flawless first now. I like that. So, okay. First of all, I was wrong. It's possible. Looking for those roamers. One playing pixel spot. ADS in hand, and that's a free kill for Avian. Just following the arc of those flashes. MVK goes down, and there you go. Soniqs are in a good spot.
They know somebody's playing on white stairs. So Gio is there alongside the Lion of Necrox, but he might have blinded his own teammate. Avian falls, and the last EOD will go out here. An angle being held by what appears to be Neptunes, and down goes the Jaeger. So it's a 3v3. Will decide the fate of this round. A beautiful shot from Necrox as down goes Gio, and it'll be Necrox and Young versus Super and Ghost in a 2v here. He'll get pushed from 2 angles, and Ghost will clutch with the final 2 kills, giving Soniqs the round, and they'll stay alive for the time being.
So top floor goes the way that it ought to, but very narrowly. You were right when saying Necrox couldn't miss there. He did, unfortunately. That is a clutch dock right there. Free kill for Gio, though, as he pushes in thanks to the EE1D.
Avian dispatched on the Neptune's actually on it, not Goddess. This time, a great shot from MDK will finish off Ghost as he downed him earlier on. And then a C4 goes out on a Canadian. Neptune's position given away. He'll try to move on. Looks to be successful. Just a couple seconds left. And the Maestro will cross on over. It's Necrox there, and Gio will finish it up. And no draw here on Cafe Dostoevsky. It'll be EG on a 7-3 scoreline, putting away the Soniqs. And EG picking up their first victory of the season.
Especially that first defense of the kitchen. That one, above all else, was just a big old why.
We'll bring him up here and we'll talk to him. How are you doing, Troy? Nice to see you.
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. First interview for you not in the basement, I believe, with the Canadian flag in the background. You were at the facility, I believe they call it. First and foremost, congratulations. Since you were the first team in North America to play on Cafe, I just want to know your thoughts on the map right now. Where does it place? Defender-sided, attacker-sided? What sites do you prefer?
It's definitely defender-sided. As far as the sites, I think you can really just play anything. I think it's down to how your team likes to play. I think more like in-your-face aggressive teams like definitely prefer Bakery. I think like teams that like to hold the long angles prefer top floor, and then just like the second floor sites for teams that like to rotate around a lot, I'd say. So I think it just depends on play style and preference, but it's definitely a defender-sided map.
Perfect. Do you think it's something that's going to change over time, or do you think it'll be a map that just holds that defender status for a while?
I think every map, when it comes out, tends to be more defender-sided. It's just kind of the nature of it. I think it's harder to figure out how you want to attack things. It's more straightforward to just set up a defensive setup. When you're going into attack, it's more reactive because some attacks won't work against some setups, so you kind of just have to figure out how the other team's defending first and what kind of the meta is, and then you can respond with attacks. I definitely think it kind of pans out that way. I think history has shown that maps start out more defender-sided. Even Coastline, I think, was initially more defender-sided than it is now. So yeah.
Now, you brought up a really good point about being, prepared for whatever your opponents have. Were you anticipating playing Cafe today?
It was one of the maps we were expecting. We didn't know which map for sure, but we knew Cafe would probably be in there. So.
And when you're playing a map that you haven't played before in Pro League, I'm sure you've scrimmed it many times, and you're going up against a team like Soniqs, who maybe you've scrimmed them a lot, I'm not entirely certain. Do you prep more for the map? Do you prep more for the matchup? Do you prep more for the team?
I think Cafe, generally speaking right now, like you just kind of have to prep your own game plan on it, and then obviously stay flexible in game. Because yeah, like no one's gonna have the perfect strats on this map yet. That's how you learn maps. You play against other teams, see what works, see what doesn't, and it takes time to kind of develop. Obviously, it's a rework, so teams kind of have a better grasp on it initially, but I think that's just how things pan out usually.
Perfect. And one question I wanted to ask you, coming off of the Milan finals, if I can bring them up for just a second, what was your team's biggest focus after the finals ended to get to the point now to start off Season 10? Because now most of you, from my understanding, are moved in together in Seattle. What was the primary focus for you heading into the next season of Pro League?
I mean, we just didn't treat it too differently. Just kind of, you just got to forget about the past and move on, prepare for the next match, next season, next tournament, whatever. So yeah, just one match at a time. Knew that we had to learn some new maps, kind of get used to new operators, stuff like that. So just kind of back to work, one map at a time, figure things out.
Perfect. Well, you figured it out today. You picked up your first victory of the season. Congratulations. Anything to say to the fans, etc., as we end the interview?
Nothing in particular. Just thanks for the support as usual. and just happy to be competing again. See you again next week.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.